Welcome aboard. My name is Faiza. I'm inviting you to my space this time, not as a digital content creator, not as a digital influencer, not even as a writer or even as a radio host, something for which you know me clearly for. But here we're talking something completely different, something really tasty, really yummy and super sweet, okay? Here we're talking baking. That's right, I'm a baker. I love baking, I love sweet things, I love trying out and tasting sweet stuff. And if you're just like me, you have a sweet tooth, you have a craving for all the nice desserts you see out there, you're lucky and you're in for a lot, because over here we're going to be baking, we're going to be talking everything that is sweet. Now when you see a master at work, when you see a baker doing their thing, it looks like there's a lot that is happening. It looks super complicated. But here we're going to turn some of the easiest ingredients into the tastiest decadent desserts. Welcome to Sweet Treats. Now, just like I said before, we have some of the easiest recipes from my kitchen to your kitchen. Very simple ingredients that we're going to turn into some of the tastiest, creamiest, most decadent desserts. 15 to 20 minutes of prep time before they are back into the oven and right here on your counter for you to have a sweet treat. So, welcome to Sweet Treats. This smells divine. Now, I want to start you off with one of my most favorite tea time snack, one of my most favorite decadent desserts, and that is banana bread. Now, it's an ingredient that you can find easily anywhere in your markets, in the supermarkets, and you just need just three like this to make yourself a very nice and tasty banana bread. We're going to start with our dry ingredients, and you, my friend, will need this in your kitchen. It's a kitchen scale, and this will help you get the most accurate measurements for you to bake anything in your kitchen. So get yourself your kitchen scale, put it down here, put it on, get your bowl for your dry ingredients, and measure 215 grams of flour. Just 215 grams of all-purpose flour. Make sure you can reduce, add until you have like the most accurate measurements. So 215 grams of all-purpose flour, and then you get 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Just level it, just to make sure that you get the correct measurement, and then place that into the dry ingredients. So I now want to teach you something very key, okay? And that's my secret ingredient for banana bread. I use 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Now, cinnamon intensifies the flavor, makes the banana bread even more flavorful. So just get 1 teaspoon, of your cinnamon, add it to the dry ingredients, and then get a pinch of salt, just a pinch of salt. This also helps in intensifying the flavor. Just a pinch of salt, and that's it. When you have all of your dry ingredients together, get your whisk and then mix it all together. And then let's set our dry ingredients aside. We now move on to our wet ingredients. For your wet ingredients, get your bowl, your kitchen scale, very key. Place the bowl over here. Start off with 113 grams of butter. Just 113 grams is good enough to get you something really tasty, yummy, and pillowy. Measure that in to the bowl. Once you have 113 grams of butter, you now simply add 150 grams of sugar. So just get 150 grams of sugar, add that in. First, get your scale back to 0. All right, just 150 grams is good. Okay, so just cream it for like about 5 minutes. You get your hand mixer. This is preferable that you do it with a hand mixer so that it's easier. So with your hand mixer. Now, every once in a while, get your spatula. Just scrape the sides of the bowl to make sure that you have everything and you're not leaving out anything at all, okay? Now you can see that it's become lighter in color, it's more fluffier, it's smoother, it's soft. So at this point, all you have to do is add eggs. Just put in one at a time. Now make sure that you cream the eggs with the butter and the sugar until they're completely dissolved and you can't see any trace of any eggs. Okay, so you get your second egg, and that's your 2 eggs done. All right. Okay, when you get here and you fully cream the eggs in, you fully creamed in all the sugar and the butter, you now get just 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Okay, so your vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon, that's also 5 grams. Okay, just put it in just to add some flavor. Okay, now that's done. Now we're about to add our bananas, but we need to mash them first. If you have a masher, if you have something that can do this faster for you, well and good, but otherwise just place them on your plate or a bowl, get a fork and be ready to mash. Now the beauty about bananas is that make sure the bananas are really soft, like very, very sweet, and if you can get the ones that are just 2 or 3 days away from going bad, even better, because the browner the patches are on the outside, the more flavorful they are on the inside. So you get your fork, just mash them up. So make sure you mash them until they're completely soft, really, really mashed up. They look great, and there aren't like huge chunks or huge particles, you know, within the banana bread. Once you have it really soft, then it's ready to place into your wet ingredients. Okay. Okay. So get your banana, add it to the wet ingredients, add it to the creamed product or the cream mix. Okay. After you've added it in, cream it. Okay. Now, just before we add the dry to the wet ingredients, it's better to also put on your oven so that it's preheating in the meantime, and we get that ready and out of the way as well. Right, you put your oven at 180 degrees Celsius, that's about 375 degrees Fahrenheit, and then put a timer on it and give it time to preheat. Mix it one more time just to make sure that everything is mixed in, the bananas are mixing well with the butter and the sugar, and now we get to adding the wet and dry ingredients together. Okay, so just put everything together. Now you could do this by a mixer, you could use a mixer, a hand mixer, or even a kitchen mixer, but I prefer using hands. That way you don't over mix it. Just gently fold in the flour, gently fold in the flour until it's all mixed through. Fold in gently. Okay, make sure you mix it completely until you don't see any dry ingredients, you don't see any pockets of flour anywhere else. Make sure you just fold in until they're all mixed in. Once you no longer see any pockets of flour, no dry ingredients, you stop right there. Okay, don't fold it in any further, otherwise you risk mixing it and then you have a cake, you have a banana bread that's very soggy and doesn't taste as great. Now that we're done mixing our wet and dry ingredients together, the next thing that you have to get is your pan. Okay, just get a pan that's like a bread pan. These are easy to get in any store, and then get your cooking spray. Now this is a non-stick spray. It's much easier, it makes the work faster, and it's also fancy to use. Okay. Now, if you don't have some cooking spray in your house, you can line this with parchment paper. You can also line this with butter, anything, but cooking spray is easier and it's much, much faster. So please get some. Now, get your mixed butter and then start carefully placing it into your pan. Carefully placing it into your pan. Okay, now, when you do this, you're leveling the cake, okay? You're just leveling it and make sure that it's on the same level At this point, you can place the banana bread into the oven just as it is if you like it like this, but I like mine with some bit of toppings, okay? So you can either use raisins, you can even use nuts, but I prefer raisins and some chocolate chips, okay? So some raisins, chocolate chips, just to take this banana bread from 0 to 100. Okay, you can put as much as you like, but just a little bit is enough. Line it around the banana bread and that's enough. That's good enough. All right, now our oven is ready. It's ready to take in the banana bread. You can put it in there at 180 degrees Celsius for just 55 minutes. At 55 minutes, you take it out. You check if it's ready with just a toothpick. Okay, so let's get this into the oven. All right, now that is in the oven. It's going to be in there for 55 minutes. We're going to take a short commercial break, but when we return, we're starting off our vanilla cupcakes. Welcome back from that commercial break. Now, as the banana bread gets ready in the oven, we're moving on to the next thing, and that is cupcakes. Vanilla cupcakes are some of the most favorite cupcakes out there. Everyone loves them. They're easy to make, takes very little ingredients. So let's get started. All right. Now, remember, again, your kitchen scale is your best friend, okay? This will set you out and get you the correct measurements. Make sure that everything you have is accurate and perfect, okay? Now that you have your bowl, just get 110 grams, just 110 grams of butter, of unsalted butter to be specific. That's 110 grams of butter. Get your scale back to 0 and then place in 110 grams. It's a ratio of 1 to 1 here. Just 110 grams as well. All right. We have it there, 110 grams of butter, 110 grams of sugar. Let's move on to the dry ingredients first. Now for dry ingredients, we're going to start off with 150 grams of all-purpose flour, okay? 150 grams. With 150 grams of all-purpose flour, just get 1 teaspoon of baking powder. 1 teaspoon is about 5 grams, so that's just about it. Put it or add it to your all-purpose flour and then get your whisk. Get your whisk and then mix it together, okay? All right, that's all you need for your dry ingredients. Now, your wet ingredients, this is sugar, it's your butter, cream them together. Get just 1 egg, add it into the mix. After you add it, then get your mixer and mix it in together. Make sure that you scrape the sides of the bowl to make sure that everything is mixed up nicely and ready, okay? Add in the second egg, get your mixer, mix it all together. Now don't worry if the eggs and the butter and everything in there looks a little bit split. That's how it's supposed to be. It's all fine and looking good. So all you have to do is make sure that now that you have everything ready, you now add your flour to your wet ingredients. Those are your dry ingredients. Add them to the wet ingredients. Once you have that, get a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Add it as well. Once you have that, you now add 3 tablespoons of milk. Just 3 tablespoons of milk. Get your mixer and now mix everything together. Now before you mix everything together, be careful not to overmix the cake batter, okay? Stop midway, scrape all the sides and make sure that you have everything. Now that this is ready to hit the oven as well, let's check on our banana bread and see how far it's going. All right, it's almost ready. It's buffed up, it's raising in the oven. It looks really, really good. The raisins and chocolate chips are sinking in nice and easy, and it should be ready anytime now. All right, our cupcake batter is ready. It's ready for the oven. Now all you have to do is get your cupcake tin or your cupcake tray. Mine is over here. And then get your paper cups, okay? Just line your tin with some. You could get a normal spoon and line them up, but I prefer using an ice cream scoop. An ice cream scoop ensures that you have everything accurate. You have the accurate measurement in each and every cupcake, okay? So just get your ice cream scoop, scoop some, and then put it cleanly into your cupcake tin or your cupcake tray. Scrape the entire bowl and get the last cake batter out. Place it into your ice cream scoop and then scoop it out into your tin or your paper cups. Those are cupcakes ready for the oven, fully done into their cupcake tray, and you can now pop them into the oven for just 25 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius, and they should be ready to serve. Alright, now that the banana bread is ready, one of the things that I love about this decadent dessert is that the scent of banana is all over. Like, it fills up your kitchen. That's how you know that cake is ready, okay? So just get your gloves, your mittens, okay? It's very important for your safety. Okay, now that you have that, open up your oven very carefully. Take that out. Shoo, shoo, shoo. There you go. This smells divine, absolutely divine. Right, our cupcakes are ready for the oven. Now we all have to put them in just at 180 degrees for 25 minutes. 25 is enough and they'll be ready. So just put them in gently in the lower rack, then close your oven, give it just 25 minutes and they'll be ready. Now when you take your banana bread out of the oven, just leave it to rest for about 5 to 10 minutes so that it can cool and it frees up on the edges. Otherwise, if you try to take it out now, it's going to break all over the place. So just leave it 10 minutes and then take it out of the tin. Now while we wait for the cupcakes in the oven, we're going to make our buttercream frosting. Very, very simple. This is probably the easiest way you'll ever make it, and you get this nice, tasty frosting for your cupcakes. So get your scale. Place your bowl on top and now measure just 100 grams of butter. 100 grams should do it. Alright, now after you're done measuring your buttercream, or rather your butter, take it off and then first cream it until it's light. It's lightened in color and it's also fluffy and probably doubled up in size, okay? So just get your hand mixer, get your butter and then cream it from low to medium to high until it's light, fluffy and ready for your icing. Alright, so you've creamed it, it's lighter in color, it's much lighter than when we started off. It's of course softer, it's fluffier and it looks very light, okay? So when it gets to this, it's ready and you can now put in your icing sugar and your vanilla or any other flavoring that you like. Alright, put it back on the scale. Now with icing sugar and butter or with buttercream, the ratio is 2 to 1. So you have 100 grams of butter with 200 grams of icing. Alright, at this point, you can also get some vanilla just to flavor your buttercream. Light vanilla or brown vanilla is just fine, especially if you're going to color your buttercream, okay? So 1 teaspoon, that's about 5 grams, perfect. And then you put your scale aside and then get your mixer, okay? Once you get your mixer, mix in everything, but be very careful. Start at a very low speed because it will all poof up if you start at a high speed. Now stop halfway, just before it's about to get fully mixed up, and then if you're going, this is the part where you add anything like coloring, any other flavor that you like. And I want to color ours just pink, just one, yeah, that's enough. Just get like half a teaspoon of milk, you add it in, and it's perfect. Okay, so then all you have to do is now mix everything in. Make sure that you're scraping all the sides just to get everything in. So this is a trick that I use when it comes to filling up buttercream. So get a glass, get your paper, get your tip. This is a star tip. Put it in. Get a scissor. Just cut at the tip. Okay. Right. There you go. Place it in the glass. Now scoop your buttercream into the piping bag. Scoop the way you would scoop as if you're scooping ice cream, and then close it up. Place it down. There you go. You have your buttercream ready for piping. Okay, that's it. All right, after it has cooled, you've given it about 10 to 15 minutes to fully cool. You get your knife. A bread knife is better. Now, just pass it along. Just pass it along the tin. When that is done, just get it and then flip it. Place it on a cooling rack. All you have to do is get a very sharp knife to be able to cut simple slices, okay? So get your knife. All right, I want you to look at that. It's very soft. I can't wait to try this. Our vanilla cupcakes are ready, and we can now take them out of the oven, set them on the rack, allow them to cool, and then pipe them later. So beautiful. Now, one way you can check if they're ready is to get a toothpick and just insert in the middle of your cupcakes. If the toothpick comes out clean with nothing on it, it's ready. They're ready, they smell great, and we can now take them out and just put them on the rack and let them cool. So what you have to do right now is get your piping bag with your icing sugar or your buttercream and start piping. So we have a star tip here, so we're going to pipe some beautiful rosettes, okay? So all you have to do is get it, start in the middle, go in a circular motion, and you have your rosette. Okay, so just do that for all the cupcakes. Alright, so you can use any color that you like. From I love pink because this baby pink looks absolutely beautiful on cakes. And if you have some sprinkles like I do, you can get some and just sprinkle a little bit, okay, over your cupcakes and make them even more prettier. Okay. Alright, our cupcakes are ready, our banana bread is ready. Two decadent desserts that you can have any day, anytime. You can make this for a special occasion, for a birthday, for any party. And these are vanilla cupcakes, decorated of course with some buttercream. You can have these at any party. You can make them also just if you enjoy a sweet treat. You can have these anytime. Amazing stuff, all tasty, and I hope that you will also try these at home. Very simple, as you've seen, easy to make, Hopefully you try this at home as well and get something amazing for yourself. But it's been Sweet Treats with yours truly, Faiza here. Until next time, bye-bye.